my topic, let me ask you one question. Have you ever thought about the TAs who work in the department office? If so, please raise your hand. Thank you. Well, first, the reason why I ask you this question is, personally, I think they really have a hostile manner towards students. In other words, they are not being friendly for students who visit their department office, especially our major. And I think one of the reasons is that in our society today, there's this characteristics from adults who tend to look down on students. So I think this kind of related to them too. And let me tell you one case. Well, I went to the department office because I wanted to borrow a pointer because I was taking a debate class, so I needed a pointer because I was using the PowerPoint. So I went in. May I borrow the pointer? And you know, when I asked this, you know, to ordinary people they might say yes or no. But you know what she answered? Have you ever seen students borrowing those stuff? I don't think you're allowed to, because other students don't. When I first heard this, I think I was kind of shocked. And I felt that it wasn't really appropriate. And the second case is, I went to the department office again because I wanted to ask about the scholarship. So I asked her, so do I have to give you my dad's bank account or my bank account? And what she said was, so what, do you think, I think your parents are the ones who give you the tuition fee. So obviously I think I need your dad's. I mean, she can just answer it in a more kinder way. So I think the reason, as I've mentioned, is due to the thoughts of ignoring students. But also, I think the reason why they act this way is because due to the lack of communication between the TAs and the students. I mean, think about it. Do we have any opportunities to see them personally? I don't think so. So what I found was the solution to make an event where TAs and students can gather together. As far as I know, there was this event called Happy Hour in our department. The purpose of this event was to have professors and students get along in a very friendly atmosphere and have snacks, drinks, and ask them different questions about the major or their career. However, as far as I know, I think this is not maintaining. So what I thought was to have this happy hour again, but in fact, having this event not with the professors, but with the TAs and the students. So let me make it clear. The TAs should, what I mean is mandatorizing this happy hour event. So the TAs should visit students once a week, and also students who take English language subjects should also visit the TA once a week and gather together. And as they frequently see each other, they can recognize them easily around campus. And when they see each other frequently, they have the opportunity to talk to each other. And as they talk to each other more frequently, I think the relationship between the TAs and students can be developed into a personal relationship rather official. So that is the end of my presentation. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Do you really think it's just because of the personal communication between TAs and students? Like, in my opinion, it might be because of their education. Because they're supposed to serve you.
Sorry, I didn't catch the word.
They're supposed to serve you, right? I think it's kind of education too, because they're serving you, so they're supposed to respect you, even if you don't know. They're like a service people. So, do you think that can be the reason why? they're really hostile and not very friendly towards you.
So you mean because they serve us, they're not being hostile?
No, I mean like the lack of education that's causing the...
Lack of education of the TAs?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, as far as I know, the requirements as being a TA, I think it's not really that, how do I say, difficult? Like, as far as if they have the 4-year degree of education in a university, and for our major, of course, obviously, they need to have fluent English. So, I think education, I think it's rather related to a personality or like, you know, the societies, as I mentioned earlier, like they have this tendency to look down on students. Just because we're students, like they can just treat whatever they want, however they want.
I've heard many reports similar to yours. However, I'm wondering whether many students have complained about this treatment.
Actually, I forgot to mention it in my speech, but that's why I've made a small survey among my my major friends. Actually, I can't really call it a survey because it was a small amount, but most of the students thought that they're being harsh to the students, and because of that, they can't really visit the department office, even though they have something they want to know about, you know, their major or like careers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not what I mean, though. I mean, has anyone lodged official complaints to the head of our department? Because if you complain to each other, there's nothing anyone can do, right? And in fact, I can tell you now, probably the people who can do something don't know there's a problem. So, what do you think about officially complaining or making a petition where students sign it saying this assistant is not helpful?
This really happened in real, but one of my friends who actually she complained about the situation of the TAs, their like hostile manner.
Yeah.
And so the professor actually did something, like, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly, but the professor said something to the TA. But the most scary thing is the TA actually called back the students and said, "Why did you make such complaint?" Yeah, so I think that's not really right.
So maybe students need an anonymous way to complain?
If so, yes, I think. Do you have any other questions? Yes.
Do you think the number of TAs in the departments can accommodate and meet the needs of all the students who belong to the department?
So when they have the happy hour?
Yeah, it sounds like it's a really interesting idea, but yeah.
I think regarding that, as far as I know, there are 2 TAs for each department, English language and culture and English literature. So I think they can take a different role, like one TA can meet the students, and like maybe next week the other TA can, because I also wanted to mention this, but students can make a reservation. So there's only a small number of students, like 5 to 10, not like 100. So yeah, I think they can make arrangements.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions?